Hello everyone! I hope you are all doing as best you can on the other side of the solar eclipse last week. It was a lot of energy and was definitely a very heavy hitter. So give yourself grace and tenderness as you integrate that. Just keep breathing and know that a shift is coming soon. In fact, very soon. At the end of this week, we are going to begin our Eclipse-Retrograde season wind down and culmination with a pretty awesome set of astrological events. The Aries energy will begin to shift significantly into a new axis, the Taurus-Scorpio axis, with a rapid series of events. On Friday, April 19th, the Sun moves into Taurus. On Saturday, April 20th, the first day of the full moon window, we have a really exciting and rare conjunction between Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus. And then Tuesday, April 23rd, the full moon peaks in Scorpio, closing eclipse season. And Thursday, April 25th, Mercury goes direct. So, as I said, a lot of shifts and great things coming up very soon. So let's talk a little bit about the Taurus-Scorpio axis because we are about to progress out of the challenges and opportunities of the Aries-Libra axis into the axis that is going to challenge us and give us the opportunity to bring everything we have gained thus far into our physical lives. The Taurus-Scorpio axis is very much the axis of physical-spiritual duality. Similar to the Aries-Libra axis, it is also an axis ruled by Mars, this time Scorpio, and Venus in Taurus. So that same dynamic is going to be taken to a different arc. Whereas Libra is about creating beauty in relationships, Taurus is about expressing beauty in the physical, in life. And remember that beauty at its root is an expression of divinity. So that is about bringing the divine essence through and manifesting that essence in reality. Now, Taurus is great at the physical world. The qualities of the sign are really supportive for mastery of the physical. But as the fixed earth sign, Taurus can become too boxed in, too focused on the physical existence to the significant expense of the spiritual. And remember from the new moon in Libra video that I did a few weeks ago, when I introduced this eclipse season, I talked about how your progression in the physical is limited by your progression in the spiritual and vice versa. You can only progress your physical life as far as you have progressed your spiritual and vice versa. So Taurus can only get so far on its own, which is where the other half of this axis comes in. Scorpio is the master of alchemy in the zodiac. Whereas Aries is the external warrior, Scorpio is the warrior within. Scorpio's gift is taking the sludge of shadow and transmuting it to light. This is the battle between the higher and lower selves, which we must engage in if we want to progress spiritually, and therefore if we want to progress physically as well. And so just as with Aries and Libra, Taurus and Scorpio hold the keys for each other. Scorpio's alchemical prowess helps Taurus progress spiritually, and Taurus's mastery of the physical helps Scorpio ground and apply its gifts to life. Scorpio helps Taurus overcome stubbornness, which, by the way, is not a beneficial quality. I see this sometimes when I talk to people, and they are very proud of being stubborn. So it may be worth remembering that stubbornness is an emotional attachment to being right that is so strong you refuse to admit error or change course, even when it means harming yourself and others. This is not to be confused with steadfastness, which is holding steady to what is right in the face of adversity. These two qualities can be difficult to distinguish because they are the higher and lower arc of the same aspect of Taurus. Discernment is required because stubbornness is a prime example of the lower self winning. Scorpio helps overcome this and supports us in letting go of that attachment so that we can learn and grow. And Taurus helps Scorpio stay focused on using this spiritual progression to make life better instead of just constantly swimming around in the shadows. So you can see how, following the themes of this eclipse, this is actually the ideal set of energies to work with in order to anchor and ground all of the change and release of this passing eclipse season. And what better way to kickstart that process than with an awesome conjunction between Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. This is very much the energy of bringing the spiritual into the mundane and changing the physical to align with the spiritual. Jupiter and Uranus are both expressions of father sky energy. Uranus is the OG father sky, and as such has a powerful expansiveness and also connection to the celestial realms and the higher mind. However, remember that in order to bring our physical lives into alignment as a physical expression of the divine, shedding is going to need to happen. And this is why Uranus is also known as the wrecking ball of the zodiac. Because anything in our lives that is blocking that higher expression needs to be eliminated. And Uranus has no use for old, outdated structures or beliefs that are holding us back. So it's awesome that he is joining forces with Jupiter, the great benefactor, the planet of luck and abundance, because all of this disruption energy will be channeled to our benefit. Jupiter is very much about uplifting our reality to meet our potential. Again, that aspect of physical spiritual duality and bringing those into union. So to have these two planets join forces in Taurus is an amazing opportunity to make changes in our physical lives that will reflect our divine expression and bring us abundance and joy to really access the spiritual and bring it into manifestation to up-level our lives. Given this combination of energy, this is one of the best times I have maybe ever seen to take the Empower Thyself class, which is literally a class that gives you the ability to use spiritual tools in exceedingly pragmatic ways to change your physical reality, move your life forward, and make your life better. It is the epitome of uniting the spiritual and the physical for the progression of both. And it is in perfect alignment with the energies and purpose of the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus. And it just so happens that an amazing associate of mine, guide Stacey Haynes, is teaching Empower Thyself this weekend on the conjunction. So if you have already received life activation and you are ready to sincerely progress your life, registration info for that class is in the comments of this video, and/or feel free to reach out to me for more information. In addition, this conjunction sits at the opening day of the full moon in Scorpio, which I will talk more about at the end of the week. But this adds another layer of energy that is also super conducive to internal alchemy and victory over our shadow. So this is just such an awesome energetic shift to allow us to move out of eclipse season and into improving our lives. And though this is all the light at the end of the tunnel, we aren't quite there yet. So if you are needing support getting through the rest of the eclipse crunch, please come join me for my special max meditation for peace on Wednesday at 6 p.m. to help soothe, settle, and regroup following the intensity of the last few weeks.